people, Deluded, I'm back again. Now we've been linked with Thomas Partley, we've been linked with Upamecano, and we've got some Xhaka notes. Because I mentioned the transfer stuff first, people, I actually wanted to speak about Xhaka first, but because I mentioned the transfer stuff first, we'll get on to that as the first means of business, really and truly, people. There's not much more I can say or expand beyond that. If you give me a second, I really should have prepared it. Let me go through my notes, people. Apologies, but apparently, according to Kicker, Bayern Munich are interested in Dyer Upamecano, but the asking price 60 million is too much. Arsenal are expected to make an offer for him in the summer and remain very much interested. So again, that's very much a recycled rumour and one we've seen a lot. Now, if you remember, Thomas Partley was linked with a move for him last season. Apparently was linked with him when Emery wanted him in place of Torreira when he took over the role. Now, this is all media speculation and stuff you see online, so I take it with a pinch of salt. But apparently, Arsenal have informed Thomas Partley's agent that they would be willing to activate his 50 million release clause should his current deal not be extended at Atletico Madrid. And apparently, there was willingness from him to sign for Arsenal in the first place, and from Atletico, whether that's the Premier League, whether that's the prestige of the club, whether that's was the law of playing under Emery, and it could be now wanting to play for Arteta. We'll never know. But I would love him in the midfield. I think we've got to go for someone like you see Ceballos' skill set, people. You'd describe Ceballos as a creative player in the middle of the park, breaking the lines. If not necessarily Ceballos extended, I think you've got to get someone like that, and we need to get someone a bit box to box, a bit more putting a foot in Thomas Partley. I think he's got that, and I think that's someone I would relish. Now, obviously, you heard me mention agents and contracts. Is this legit? Is this legit interest from Arsenal, or is it being leveraged by the agents to get him a better deal at Atletico? I don't know, so we'll have to take that with a pinch of salt. But in relation to the transfer news, and sorry for the wind, that's all we have. At the risk of my paper blowing away, people, and I'm moving the camera everywhere, apologies, I'm back. See my sexy face in that. Speaking about Xhaka's come a hell of a long way from, you lot know the incidences. He's always been a decent player who's made terrible decisions at times on the football field. His mistakes were at times unfairly highlighted, and at times correctly so, constructive criticism. Obviously, he's a player that's always played with his heart on his sleeves. I'm not going to go over the incident that happened, but it looks like when Arteta was leaving, that coming into the club, Xhaka was going to be one of the first out because of what happened. And I think he made a comment in relation, I haven't got it with me, but I was reading some notes. Xhaka said Arteta 3 days within his managerial tenure, his opening tenure at Arsenal, he sought to speak with Xhaka. Clearly he wanted to use Xhaka and have him of his plans, and it's obviously nice to know that if a man's, a big task it still is a big task at Arsenal, several things that need to be done, that a manager needs to do, and one of his first tasks from fan level was to speak to you. That's going to make you feel important and remind you how good you are, sort of thing. Lovely to see the fans and the player put things to bed, and we're collectively moving on. That's the end of it. Like I said when I made the first review for when it happened, you play good football, people shut up. It's as fickle as that. But moving forward, people, it said, Xhaka has revealed being stripped of the Arsenal captaincy was the toughest period of his career, and he feared he would never play for the club again. And he did speak about as well how he suffered criticism in Germany before, but this criticism was, well, beyond criticism in his own words, more or less. It was more attack of the human side of him. He said, when asked if he feared he played his last game for Arsenal, he said, "Of course, I don't lie. There was a moment because it was not easy for me and my family. I hope people understand this." Of course we do. Like, for me, I said it then. I was more vexed with you, Xhaka. Obviously, I'm vexed with the fans, and I'm vexed with Xhaka for reacting and egging him on. Can't tell a man to F off and comply. My thing was, for me, you're the captain. At the time, as much as I love Xhaka and I read for him, I saw it as, all right, the fans is one thing. But the players, they're facing the same scapegoating, the same stuff that you're facing off, and we were chasing the game at that period. So you wasting time and carrying on that way, that's disrespecting your teammates. And I did feel, you always feel with things like this, when you kind of let it slide with one player, what does it open up? So it did look like the writing was on the wall because he wanted to leave as well. But he's turned it around, people. He's turned it around, and he said, "But I think I showed my character. I'm not a guy who runs away. I always say to the club when I'm here, I'm ready to give everything. It's like this always. I train very hard, and that thing's turned everything around." Sorry, people, the print is poor. He said, "I train very hard, and that helped to turn things around, which is key. This has given me the most happiness, and for me, I give testament to his family upbringing and his Albanian roots, man, because I know a lot of Albanian people, they never cower, they never hide, they're very, you know, very honest, very strong-minded, very resilient, and I think he's shown all of these aspects, the same courage his dad used to move from, I don't even know, it could have been Kosovo, to seek a better life. I'm not too clued up on the tensions and stuff, so forgive me, I'm not trying to be disrespectful, people. But I think he's shown a lot of them courage, them positive stuff, like courage and stuff. He's fought back and had a good career at Arsenal so far. What I like about him is obviously he's put the things to bed, he's playing with consistency. Again, I guess it's a bit of Arteta's tactics, it's a bit of Xhaka, but I think Xhaka is a squad player, but right now he's playing like a regular first teamer. And one thing I like about him is you don't really... Typically, you saw Xhaka having issues tracking back, or you know where there were situations where you would glaringly see Xhaka's shortcomings. He's not really in positions like that. So whether he's changed his game positionally, whether it's Arteta, I don't know, but it's fantastic to see. And one thing you can't say about Xhaka, regardless of if you necessarily like the player or not, he's never someone that's hid. He's always stood up to be counted, and he's got a big mentality. Regardless what you think about him, there's a reason Wenger, Emre, fair enough, Lomberg didn't because of the time, and Arteta all sought to either make him captain or a position of importance, use him on a regular basis, game in, game out. At times I couldn't even see why, because he's got something to offer, and you even heard of Emre, like he's got stuff off the field. He's one of them, he's very vocal and stuff, and you need these sort of people in your team. He said, I know with or without the armband what I can give the team, but in this moment against Palace, I don't want to take the armband back. But Socrates and Luis told me I have to take it. If one day the club asks me about the captain armband, I have to think twice. So I don't think he's officially a captain. I don't think Arteta's done the whole 5 to 7 captains things predecessors have done. And yeah, I mean, you've seen Xhaka wear the armband. You've seen Xhaka behave like the captain. Not much has changed. Maybe it's still a couple mental things he's got to get over. Socrates and Luis are very vocal on the field, very big personalities in the changing room. So it's nice to see they psyched him out of, you know, any doubts he might have had in terms of not taking the armband. He also said, but I want to think about the future. I know we can have a big future with Mikel, with this club, and I'm very happy. I think the biggest difference between Germany and England is because we don't have the close connection with the fans. In Germany, for example, you have opening sessions where the fans come and talk and ask you why. And even in the little interviews Xhaka gives, and when you see him take pictures with fans and you know he's a big fan of chilling in Camden, you get the fact that he might not obviously be a fan, but he wants to identify with the fans. He wants to tell fans, or not necessarily tell you we lost because this happened, but he wants to kind of give an explanation. And maybe people would be a bit more understanding if we did have opening sessions like in Germany and things like that. But I think it's completely different, because I think Xhaka is right on that, and that would help us. And I don't know how the German media is, because I live here, but I just think the way the English media scapegoat players, hyper-sensationalise things, as you lot know, and a lot of how we look at things, people, in terms of how the media shape people's views and our attitudes, like, it's completely different. But the attitudes in regards to pressing in this country is stuck in the 1870s. In more European countries, yes, you press with high intensity, high aggression, but you don't waste energy for no reason. It's only in England that you praise players for running about, putting in a shift, flying into a million tackles. You go to other countries, they say you're being stupid, it's a waste of energy. I'm not saying Xhaka does that, in fact, it's completely irrelevant to that, but yeah, man, I don't know if the climate is ready for opening sessions 24/7. It really should be more opening with fans and whatnot with social media, and the fact that the game might start in the first minute and end in the 90th, but football doesn't. But it's nice to see that from Xhaka, man, that it's been put to bed either way, people. That's all we needed to see. It's lovely to see he's playing for the club, playing for the manager, enjoying his job. Like, how many of you don't enjoy your jobs? I'm not saying I don't. Mine's calm. But how many of you actually don't enjoy your jobs, people? If you enjoy your job, you have half a more chance of performing better or doing better. So it is what it is. But on that note, I'm gonna go get something to eat. I hope there's some truth in the Partley links. Upamecano links are always gonna be there. Hopefully we see Aubameyang and Saka sign new deals. And credit to Granit Xhaka for turning it around. And also credit to, I don't want to keep saying it in all these videos now, I keep saying it about Mustafi. But so far, so good from you, Mustafi. Another one of Albanian descent as well. So I give, and they both keep, and again, when speaking about these sort of players, they always speak about family. So again, I don't know your family, but I have to give credit to your family members for keeping you lot grounded and making you lot believe in yourselves, even when people, myself included, stopped believing in these players. And obviously it's all fun and games now. You said Mustafi should have got sold, or he said this. Rightly so. That's what should be happening. You should be putting in performances so man look like that. And if everybody's honest, everybody said Mustafi was uncoachable and all of these things, and he's turned it around. His former coach in Gary Nev, the first minute Mustafi signed in England. Yeah, the next level centre-half Arsenal need. Someone finally can partner Koscielny and all of that stuff. And then he turned around and said he's uncoachable. Right now, he's looking like the defender that we expected to see come into the club when he arrived initially in the summer. Look at, I gotta chat your thing since you want to get in there. What are you trying to land on me? Ah, you're shy. Yeah, man, shy and that. All the pigeons always shy when you don't want yelly and that. Say nothing. Yeah, little advertisement for the Barbies and that, not girl pigeons, obviously the brownies and the lighties and all them things. DG's a buff guy, but let me not get myself in problems. Yeah, on a serious note, I've been here too long now, man. I'm gonna get out of here. Let me go get a food, people. It's always weird when I start walking. Don't know when I should cut this off, so I'm just gonna cut this off. But on a serious note, people, it means a lot that you lot always support my thing and rock with me, especially because I actually checked today, we're very close to 20,000 subscribers. Like what? About 200 more. It's crazy what we're doing, DG Nation, man. And listen, it means a lot, man. People might not think it's not an accomplishment, it's nothing to them, but for me, it's not really accomplished nothing in my life. It personally gives me joy that you lot like my content, that I obviously try hard to give you lot my opinions, and you lot give me a lot of constructive criticism, a lot of positive words. Yeah, man, and it's obviously nice to see positive comments and you lot actually believe I have a clue about something, because that's not always been the case in my short 24 years of life. Soon to be 25 next month. In case someone wants to buy me any gifts, I'll take a Lamborghini. Any footballers that are watching this. But on a serious note, people, one love, comment, subscribe, share up the vid. Thank you very much. DG, I'm out.